And that's one of the things that I liked about you when we shot those videos early on,
Mhm.
the evolution of Johnny Andrews videos, because what came through a lot of that was the mindset,
Mhm.
which takes me into the next project, which is the intellectual project. And we were talking before we started recording about patterns and cycles and things. For me, one of the things that I realized is before being a dad or going through the marriage and then afterwards, my biggest focus was on that little girl.
Mhm.
And I didn't care what happened to me. I didn't care if I lost money, made money. Like I needed to be there for her.
Mhm.
And the weird thing is I didn't have that prior to the divorce.
That makes
So,
sense.
so intellectually, I mean, it was like we were talking, there's a blend of things, right? It's like spiritual, all this kind of stuff. But intellectually, something happened in me where I was like, no, wait, I'm her dad, and I'm not in the picture anymore in the sense of like, I'm not there every day.
Mhm.
I only get to see my kid every other weekend. That was my schedule. So the flip for me was like, I don't like that.
Mhm.
I don't care. Like personally, I told myself I don't care about the rest of my life. What's important to me, if I die tomorrow, I want her to know I was there for you.
Mhm.
And that's the only thing that I've been running on up to now that she's 18 and like doing her own life.
Mhm.
So for you, one of the things that I got out of like having these conversations with you in the past that I thought was so cool, I'm like, this dude's got like a great fucking mindset. Where did that come from?
It came from getting my ass kicked and realizing that some shit just doesn't work out if you're a douchebag and a dumbass about it.
Yeah.
That's literally all it is. Is like my nuts are more swollen than the average dipshits. I'm not smarter than anybody.
Yeah.
I'm just willing to take it to the nuts. That's it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the mindset, for example, like especially, with we kind of transition from the divorce into things,
Hmm.
is I realized, okay, wait, if your life is the outcome of the stories that you tell yourself, I'm like, then I have more control over all of this than I originally thought.
Right.
Therefore, what outcome do I want to accomplish? What do I want to achieve with these kids?
Hmm.
And I'm like, all right, I want to accomplish this outcome. Do I have any control over her? Clearly not,
Hmm.
because I didn't even when we were married.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, so we have to assume that this player in the board is going to continue to be the same player in the board that has been playing on the board before. So cool. Now what about this? And I realized that if I wanted to have the outcomes that I really wanted, which is what you were talking about, where
Hmm.
it's like, I want to be there with my kids. I do not want to go into situations like 99% of divorced couples where, the dad's waiting outside and like the mom's like, come on, get out there. Your father's here, son of a
Yeah.
smoking menthol, cool, or whatever. I don't
Right.
know. And I'm like, I don't need this. I don't want that. Nothing in my life has ever been that so far. And I don't feel like starting now.
Hmm.
Well, then that begs the question, what do I need to believe in order to be able to think the thoughts that create the actions, and because those actions then create the outcomes?
Hmm.
And when when you realize that, energetically, we're all essentially some sort of crazy donut shaped toroid,
Hmm.
and all we see is this,
Right.
people can sense that energy. I'm like, so that whatever it is that I decide here, it needs to become real, because this is stuff you can't fake,
Right.
especially the early stages of this stuff where it's like, yeah, everyone's a little crazy.
Hmm.
I can't say I handled everything perfectly. I certainly didn't. But that's what it was. Is like I had to get very specific with what I wanted to accomplish, and then reverse engineer what it would take on from me, because I
Hmm.
have no control over anything around me.
Right.
Because when we did this divorce, like I said, we did things very differently. I let her keep everything.
Hmm.
I had helped her build multiple businesses. I think she was bringing in a little over 3.1 million a year. I think at that point in time, because I'd put my own stuff on pause, I was like negative 18,000 a year, and I took nothing.
Hmm.
Like I didn't like go siphon money out of a bank account, nothing.
Right.
Um, and started from less than I was when
we met.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, because at that point in time I was, you know, doing pretty well.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm like, all right, I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm going to have faith.
Yeah. Like I said, that's a great mindset to have. I mentioned on the show, like having dads that are single and getting their nuts kicked in. And,
Mhm.
you know, sometimes we just kind of revert back into that little hole and be like, well, this is life, you know, and it sucks having that attitude or that mindset.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what's that little tweak that you can do
The tweak is
to
to
reverse
realize
that?
that life happens for you, not to you,
Mhm.
in all ways. And when you're in situations like that, 100% of the time, there is no deviation from this. You caused it,
Yeah.
pure and simple. Like
Mhm.
that's the beginning, middle, and end. Boom. You are the alpha and the omega of your outcomes. And it might have been a long time coming. Might have been a slow cook. Who knows?
Mhm.
But more than likely, getting to the situation, you probably had little nudges.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe think about not doing that. Maybe try it this other way,
Yeah.
right? So in those, you have to be aware to them. Like I quit drinking years ago,
Mhm.
and immediately, all of a sudden, like all these signals came rushing in. I was like, "Rah!" You know, it's like that. What is that? When General Zod got like punched by Superman, and all of a sudden, like his thing comes off. He's like, "What is this noise? Why is there an old woman throwing up?" You know, and they'd like drag him back into the ship. Like that was me for probably 2 years. Like, oh, it's so much. Oh, what is this? It's oily. And they're like, "That's joy. Relax." Like
Yeah.
everything sucked. But that's one huge thing. Like if I could tell anybody anything, stop drinking. Hard stop. Boom. And what's crazy, addiction is not the thing you think it is.
Mm.
And I'm not going to act like I'm some sort of like expert on this
Right.
stuff. But what I've learned is, so I was drinking 2 bottles of wine, probably 12 beers, and at least a quarter of vodka or whiskey per day.
Is this before the strokes and the
yeah.
diabetes and stuff?
I wonder what got me there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So and going for years, now I get up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning and go work out afterwards. Like, and now I'm thinking like, oh my God, those poor bastards. Like I must have smelled horrible.
Mhm.
But this was just me drinking by myself.
Yeah.
And that went on for years. And I'm like, my God, I'm a raging alcoholic. And I shifted.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did. I prepared for the worst. Like I Boy Scouted the crap out of this.
Yeah.
You know, I got on, what is it now? Trexone. Like the doctor was even like, oh yeah, it's one of those, like if you drink, it makes you puke.
Okay. Sounds awesome.
Yeah. Oh, but what's interesting about it, it is also that pill steals joy. It does. Like I would be working out and I'm like, where's this endorphin rush I would get from like doing crazy squats?
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I feel like a very angry child right now.
Yeah.
Like what is up with, then I realized, oh, it's this fucking pill.
Mm.
But yeah, I went to drug and alcohol counseling, and I did all this on my own. And I probably 10 times at least during like whatever couple of months I went there, they would ask me like, how do you not have a parole officer?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't know why you're asking me that question. I'm like, what? And they're like, almost nobody comes through those doors that hasn't been court ordered.
Because you came through by yourself.
Right. And I literally just Googled them and walked in. I'm like,
Yeah.
hi, I'd like to speak to someone. I think I'm a raging alcoholic. And they're like, could we get the number, information of your PO? I'm like, what's a PO? Yeah. And so there was that. So anyway, I don't know how I did it, but I did do it. And that's been years. I haven't even thought about it. Like, I don't care. I think what I did, I have the impression, is I literally discarded the identity of who I was telling myself that I was around that.
That makes sense.
Because I remember the stories that I would have, and I'm like, oh, well, here we go.
Yeah. That's interesting.